right, good morning YouTubers. This is GXBOB coming to you again with a special video this time. It's a video that's been requested quite a number of times. It's about door handle removal. I've had about 12 people request this over a span of about 2 months, so I decided to finally tackle it. But I just wanted to read one of the emails that kind of hit it home for me. Only because I'm a family man myself. So here is an email out of a few that requested on the door handle removal. And this one comes from Stephen Ochoa. Stephen Ochoa. Hi, Steve. GXBOB here. But it reads, Bob, I want to make a special request. Can you help us by doing a YouTube video on door handle removal? I spent a good 2 hours taking everything apart, but still couldn't figure it out. It was kind of embarrassing because I was teaching my son how to fix cars at the same time. I hope you can do this soon because my Lexus is sitting in the garage, disassembled and torn apart. By the way, I love the videos and I love the humor, but can you tone it down for this video since me and my 14-year-old son will be tackling the job together? Again, thank you. Well, today's your lucky day, Stephen. I will tackle this door handle job removal and I will tone down this video just for you and your son. We will keep it rated PG just for this one time, just for a special request. I'm a family man. I know you are too. And I just love people that actually work on cars with their sons and daughters. That's a great thing. So let's get started. Let's go ahead and go to the car and let's check this thing out. All right. Okay, these are the tools that you're going to need. You're going to need a power drill with a Phillips head on it. You're going to need some duct tape. You're going to need at least 2 scrapers. Not necessary if you only have 1 scraper, but you're going to need scrapers that's going to have like a thin edge, just like this, a thin edge. It's supposed to go inside of a little tight crease, okay? Try to get 2 if you can. If not, 1 is okay. We will manage with. You're going to need a T30 Torx bit. If you guys don't know what a T30 Torx bit is, or yours isn't labeled, you can go ahead and go to your door right here, right at the locking mechanism, and see if it fits. There you go. This is a T30. It fits perfectly. Okay, let's go back. And one last thing, well, actually 2 last things. You're going to need a wide scraper, just like this. I'm getting all these scrapers from Harbor Freight, guys, okay? So they come in a kit. You need a wide scraper. This is to remove your door panel. It just makes life easier. Not necessary, but I like to use it. You're also going to need a ratchet and a 1/4 inch socket, okay? 1/4 inch. Right there, 1/4 inch socket, okay? This 1/4 inch socket is supposed to fit the Torx bit right on here. This is for one task. Get your stuff ready and let's get at it. Next, we're going to go to your door handle. There is a plastic cover right here. To open this plastic cover, you're going to get one of your scrapers and you're going to put it inside this little notch right here. And you're going to pry it open. It's just going to pop right out. There you go. Just like that, okay? Here are the clips in the back of it, just so you guys know where to pry and how much to pry. Let's set this aside on the floor of your rear passenger. Now you have a Phillips screw. You're going to take your drill motor right here and reverse it out counterclockwise. Okay? Don't worry about mixing up your screws, guys. There's going to be only 1 screw that's going to look like this in the whole entire door panel. Okay? So let's set that aside. Let's move on to the next thing. Next, we're going to take a look at this right here, your armrest. We are going to take your large scraper. The only reason why I don't use a thin scraper is because I don't want to create creases. I want a large surface area to pry up so it doesn't create creases on your leather. So I'm going to go ahead and take this. Make sure you don't dig into the leather as much as possible. Stick it in there. Try to find some open space and open room under there and pry and just pop it right up. Let me show you what it looks like underneath. Okay, there you go. Okay, you got a clip here. Got a clip here, clip here, clip here. Okay, clip here, clip here, clip here. And they're all made out of plastic. Okay, there's no metal pieces. It's all plastic clips and they go inside these holes right here. Okay, very simple. It just pops right up. When you dig in, be careful. Do not rip the leather right here. Use really soft plastic panel trim remover. Okay, just like the one I just showed you. Use a wide one. Let's set this on your seat in the back. Let's move closer in the same area that we were working on. Now, if you follow my camera, right inside this little black hole right here, there is a Phillips screwdriver. We are going to reverse it out. Okay. Again, don't worry about mixing up your screws. This is the only screw that's going to look like this in the whole entire door panel, okay? Let's go ahead and set this aside. Next, guys, you do not have to remove this in order to remove your door panel. I like to remove it right now in order to gain access to the plug in the back easily. So what I'm going to do right now, I'm going to get one of my blue scrapers. I'm going to put it underneath here. I'm just going to pry it up, just like this. Pry it up. Once I pry it up, you're going to have a plug behind here and remove it. Now, right on this panel right here, you're going to have two clips. One plastic clip here and one plastic clip here. It goes into these two notches right here. So it doesn't really matter where you pry up. Once you get one tiny hole somewhere in there to get access, just pry it up and the whole entire thing pops out, okay? There you go. Let's put this to the side. Okay, next, those are the only two screws that is holding this whole entire door panel together, okay? The rest are just plastic clips along the periphery right here. But the best part to pull this panel is not right here, because there is no place to hold your fingers onto, right? You can't dig anything into it. It's super tight. But if you look right here, right behind your speaker, there is a ledge. I'm going to show you what that ledge looks like in a minute. But let's go ahead and take both of our hands and pry it. There you go. Now, once you get your fingers in there, you can go ahead and pry the rest. Just go around the whole entire door, and the whole thing comes right out, just like that. Check that out. So this part right here, once you got everything loose, you're going to want to take this whole entire door panel and you're going to want to push it upward because it's hanging over a cliff ledge right here. That's what's keeping it onto the rest of the car without falling off right now. So we're going to have to do a good job pushing up, okay? So let's go ahead and grab underneath here. Right. And just push up until it falls right over, just like that. Hold on to it for support because right now the only thing that's holding it up are two steel cables that are holding your door latches on here. So you want to hold on to the door panel before you drop it, okay? Now we are behind your door handle. Your door handle is right here. What's attached to your door handle are these two cables. Okay, let's zoom out a little bit. You have two cables. You have a bottom cable and a top cable. The bottom cable has a green barrel on it. Right here, this is how you remember. Green goes on the bottom. The top cable has a white. I don't know if you guys can see that. It has a white barrel attached to it, but I'll show you once I get this off, okay? So right about now, what you want to do is you want to take this and yank it out this way, okay? Just yank it out of its little socket and take it out of its home. I can show you better once this is off the car, okay? Yank this out. There you go. And then you have a white plug right here. White plug. You want to disengage it and pull that white plug out. Okay? And let's go ahead and set this on the floor. Now I'm going to show you what I just disengaged. Okay, I removed the door panel and this is what I disengaged. This is the bottom cable. It has the green barrel right here. Okay, and then you have the white barrel that goes on the top. Okay, and it has a little ball. These balls go inside of a little housing on your door panel and these clip into a bracket. You see these little creases right here? It clips into a little bracket, a plastic bracket on your door. And this goes inside of a little ball housing. Same thing with this one, okay? I'm going to show you what they look like right here. And these are the plugs that I removed. This is the plug that I just removed behind the door panel. And this is the one that I removed off this right here, your power windows. The reason why I removed this one first is because I didn't want to reach behind the door while trying to disengage everything. It was so much easier just to remove this and disengage it while the door panel was still on the door. Okay, so let's go ahead and check out the door panel right now. Okay, we are looking right behind the door panel, and this is where the door handles are. Remember I told you a little ball joint? The bottom ball joint goes inside this chrome piece right here. Okay, it looks like a little ball housing right in there. Let me point up straight up for you. Little ball housing right here, and then the top ball housing goes right inside there. You can't miss it because it's round. See how the ball sits right in there? Once it sits right in there, you move that little steel cable through its little corridor right there. And then remember the colored barrels I told you about, the white and the green? Okay, the white goes right in there. It clips right in there. It just pushes right in there and it locks into place. And right down here, you got another one down here, okay? So you got two barrels that lock into place while the little two balls go right in here. The balls go right in here. Okay, let's go ahead and continue. Right here, we are going to have to take this blue paper down. What I did was I took a razor blade and I cut it. I cut it and I folded it down. The reason why I didn't peel this off is because your whole entire job is going to get messy with this black tar that's going to get all over your hands, fingers, and clothes, okay? So I just left the tar right there, and all I did was cut this piece of paper down. Later on, we could just get some duct tape or whatever kind of tape and just tape it back up. Nobody's ever going to see that, so don't worry about making it look good, guys, okay? Okay, next, we're going to move closer. If you move closer, you are going to see this yellow nylon clip right here. What we're going to do is we're going to take this handle right here, and we are going to disengage it. Disengage it by pulling it towards you and moving it out of the way. This releases this side of the door handle right here, okay? Next, we're going to move over here. We are going to disengage your latch assembly right here with the Torx bit, the T30. Let's go ahead and disengage it. 1, 2, 3. You got 3 Torx screws right here. Let's set it aside. I'm going to take my right hand, I'm going to stick it inside here to hold this latch assembly. Hold it while I take my other hand. I'm going to push it off its little ledge here. Push it, okay, push it until it disengages off this assembly right here. I'm going to take this white plug right here and I'm going to disengage it, unplug it. Now I'm going to let this latch assembly fall down. Be careful, let it fall down. Okay. The reason why we had to disengage this is because we need access inside this hole. I'm not even sure if you could see, but inside that hole, you are going to have another Torx bit. Next, I took my Torx bit, I put it on my 1/4" socket with my 3" extension on my ratchet, and I use tape to hold the Torx bit because once I stick it in there and it falls down into your door, it might be difficult to retrieve. I'd rather not do that, so I put tape right here just in case. And if you are unsure where to hit that Torx bit, it's very simple. It's going to be at the angle right there of this piece of your door handle. So when you stick it inside this hole, it's going to go at that angle and you're going to unrelease that Torx bit right in there. My camera won't be able to show you because it's dark in there, but once you take off the door panel, you'll be able to see it yourself. It's light as day in there. Okay, let's go ahead and do that right now. I'm going to look inside. Just remember, you're going to want to turn about maybe, I don't know, 15 times. The Torx bit does not come out. It just stays inside of its bracket in there. All you want to do is just loosen your door moldings on the other side in order for it to come out, okay? So do about maybe 15-20 times just to make sure it's loose. Don't worry, it's not going to fall out. Okay, I think it's about loose right now. Let's go ahead and go to the other side. Okay, once you're on the side, you want to take your hands and just rock this back and forth just to let it unseat off its rubber gasket in there. Once it unseats, it's going to give you some tiny room in there to stick in your scrapers. One, you're going to put in the scraper this way, and the other one, you're going to put it right underneath. Okay, where do you put it? You're going to put it at its most forward area, right before the line, right here. There's a clip right here, and there is a clip underneath, right where it meets this line, okay? Try to do your best to get as close to the line. You do not want to break that clip. It is very fragile plastic. Let's go ahead and get started. So I'm going to take my hands, try to open it up the crease, stick this in, there. Without trying to pull on it, I'm going to take this and try to leverage it on the bottom too and open it up. There you go. Once I open it up, let me show you what the clip looks like. It has these two little plastic squares that goes inside there, okay? If you force it, these will break and they will never go back the way it's supposed to be anymore. It will stay loose. Just remember, okay, two little plastic squares right at the forward end right here. You don't have to worry too much about the rear. The rear is just these chopstick looking clips right here that just goes in and out, that holds it in place. But the real hero of this is this torque screw. Remember the one that we unscrewed? Okay, it stays inside there. It doesn't fall out, it just stays there no matter how many times you turn it. Next, we're going to take the rest of your door handle and we are going to move it towards the rear of the car. Okay, push it this way. Take both hands, move it towards the rear of the car. Once you move it towards the rear of the car, it comes right out, just like that. Voila. Okay guys, now that you guys know how to remove the door handle, we're going to go ahead and put everything back in reverse order. I'm going to do something slightly different to put the door panels back on to make your jobs easier, but here it goes. Let's go ahead. First things first, the door handle, this piece right here goes inside that hole and then you push it forward, okay? Stick it in there, okay? Make sure you don't forget about this end going in, okay? Both ends have to go in order for you to push forward. So let's go ahead and do that. There you go, push forward. Just remember you have a rubber gasket underneath here. It has to seat properly. Don't be pushing it forward and then that rubber gasket sits crooked. You're going to get rain seeping in there, okay? So let's go ahead and move to the next step. Okay, the next step, you got this end piece right here. The end piece only goes in one way. It just goes straight in, okay? Remember you got these two little clips right here and you got this clip. So a total of 3 clips that pops right in. Make sure you got your rubber gas seated properly. There you go. I'm going to look through the hole in there and go ahead and tighten my torque screw back onto that bracket. You want to go snug, you don't want to over tighten because remember it's plastic. There you go, pretty snug. You want to move over to your forward handle right now and remember this right here, this release lever. Let's go ahead and lock it in by pushing it back. There, locks into place. Now we're going to put our latch assembly back, but you're going to have your torque screw ready to go right in your other hand, okay? So you're going to take your right hand and bring it back up to where it's supposed to be. Right there, you're going to want to go ahead and put your torque screw in, but do not tighten it yet. Remember, misalignment of this, you are going to be closing your door all crooked. So we're going to have to go in at a certain pace in order to straighten this all up. What I'm doing right now, I'm going to get my right hand and help support the latch assembly on the inside. And I'm going to guide it while screwing this in. Go screw it in slowly. Do each one at a little at a time so they all sit properly inside of its little hole, okay? So I'm using my right hand to guide it right now while it's going in. Once it's in snug, you can go ahead and tighten it. Okay, it's tightened. You want to double check by going ahead and grabbing the door handle and opening and closing like this and sticking your arms inside and make sure it's catching its lever inside. You won't be able to miss the lever, and I'm going to show you what the lever looks like. I can't stick my camera in there to show you, but if you take your head and you stick it in there and you take a look, there's a little toothpick looking thing that goes on top of your latch assembly, and it's going to be this color, okay? You can't miss it. that thing right there, when you open your door handles, it pushes that little toothpick down to open up your latch. Okay, it opens up your latch. So look for these really long toothpick looking things that pushes up and down whenever you open and close your door handles. Okay, it's gonna be this color. Now we can go ahead and take our plug it back in. I got some clear packaging tape I'm going to use to put this back. Okay, let's go get started on our door panels. Here's my door panel. It's going to have 3 metal clips, 1, 2, and 3. I'm not going to go ahead and put this whole entire door panel back on its door sill because it's just too hard to overhang on that clip. If any of you guys have done this before, it's a really tough job to try to hang it at the same time as trying to push it in. It just doesn't work out on these brand newer cars. So what we're going to do is we're going to take this whole entire seal off, okay? And it's not that bad to do. I just take my scraper and I push it towards me, just like that. Pop it towards me. There you go. You got 3 clips right there. If I turn this thing around, you're going to see what they look like. They are metal clips, just like that. See that? Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and hang this on the car in advance. Here I'm going to take it. I'm going to go ahead and hang it. Push it all the way forward. It only goes in one way, guys. Lock it into place. There you go. Now I'm going to take my door panel, turn it around. I'm going to go ahead and plug the very top plug in. Okay, plug in the white plug, and remember these cables, the way I told you how to remove it, just reverse the installation. The green one goes on the bottom, put it inside of its little chrome housing and lock it into place. There you go. Take the ball, put it inside of its ball housing. There you go. And take this barrel and lock it into its bracket. There you go. Just like that. Next, you're going to want to go inside your little door window switch right here. Your power window switch. You're going to grab this white plug. Keep it out in the open because you're going to need to plug it up later. Okay, right now remember those 3 clips I was telling you guys about? All we have to do is pop them in. Okay, just pop them in. Done. Once you pop this in, you can go ahead and pop the rest of the panels in to place. Feel around for any gaps, you're good. Remember the white plug? Here it is. Let's go ahead and plug that in to your window module and let's put that back. Here it is. Plugged it in. Let's put it back into its slot. There you go. Next, let's go ahead and put in this screw. Remember what screw it was, guys? The big black screw right here. Just go ahead. There you go. Once you put that back on, let's go ahead and stick the armrest back on. The armrest only goes in one way, down, okay? There you go. Let's go up to our door handles. Remember this screw? Let's go ahead and put that one in. There you go. Once you put it in, you want to take your little plastic molding right here. Remember, 3 clips. And just pop it right in. And you're good to go. Now we're going to make sure everything works. Let's go ahead and lock the door. All right.